welcome to Atlassian Team Conference in Anaheim. I'm Martin from Seibert Group. We're doing all things Atlassian. And I'm here with Dave and with Michele from Decadis. Hi.
Hi. Thanks for inviting us.
Yeah. You have an awesome suit. Can you show it to us and explain what it is?
Of course, yeah. This is one of my.
You need to stand up once, and it turns when it around. It's like
present. See, it's also with the Atlassian logo on the asset as Team 25 in Anaheim. So yeah, the idea came up 3 years ago. I was just wearing a suit with just Decadis logos, and so many people talked about it. So I was thinking about how can I make some really good out of it. So I started last year to ask partner from the ecosystem if they donate money to the Elterninitiative Krebskranker Kinder, so it's kids with cancer, then they can send me their logo and I will bring, instead of the Decadis logo, also their logo.
Yeah.
And it started last year, and last year I just get 31,000 euros, and this year I have already also 30,000 euros.
Yeah, cool.
So it's thanks again also to Seibert Media that you also donate for that charity foundation. And so yeah, 2 years and I got over 60,000 euros for kids with cancer.
An awesome project. I'm pretty impressed, and thank you for doing that. For kids in Koblenz?
It's located in Koblenz.
Yeah, Germany.
So,
okay,
right.
Awesome. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Decadis. What are you doing?
So we're a marketplace and solution partner from Atlassian from Germany. We're mainly focusing on workflow apps and improving Jira admins' lives. So that's our focus, our goal, to just talk with people, talk with admins, improve their life, everyday work and all that, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the apps that you create, how they're called, what did they do?
So our flagship, it's called Jira Workflow Toolbox. I think everyone who's in the ecosystem has heard at least from Jira Workflow Toolbox. It's a great app. It's just, rather than coping or adapting to the workflows with Jira Workflow Toolbox, you can just really adapt the workflows to your processes and just like go through that and adapt everything according to your needs into your organization. That's, I think, a huge impact, or can have a huge impact, yeah.
Okay, Dave, let's go a little higher. What problems do customers have who turn to Decadis and your apps?
As Michele just mentioned, so we are focused on the administration, so we want to make the admin life a little bit more easier, and therefore we make it, sometimes you have the admins which, as JWT is like a low-code app at the end, yeah, so you can, I always call it like click and collect, yeah, we have templates for that, you can make it real easy. So there are competitors on the market where you just have to be a coder, and with JWT, for example, you can handle your workflows also with low-code experience.
Yeah.
So that means most of the companies or the customer we're working together have both the people who can writing the codes like scripts or whatever, and the other one says, okay, that's too much for me. So and this is then the perfect add-on that both can handle the workflows very easy.
And that's available for Data Center and Atlassian Cloud?
Yes, yeah. Both. So JWT, we have JWT and some up for Jira, which are both available for Cloud and Data Center, and a pure cloud app, which is called Smart Fields for Jira.
Okay. Atlassian has announced that they will deprecate the Atlassian Connect API. That means for almost all vendors, and as you've been around for a while, I know that you must be affected by that.
So
you'll have to either update your app or in some parts maybe even completely rewrite it to adapt to the Forge API points. Tell us a little bit about that. What have you heard from your tech team? Is that, are you going to abandon your apps by the end of 2026? We get customers who ask us, like, are we still secure with our portfolio of apps, or will they turn dark by 2027?
Fields is already running on Forge and running on Atlassian. It does have the badge. And well, of course, you'll have to adapt, and you'll have to move some priorities now to just adapt to Forge, because JWT is a huge app. It will need a lot of work to just move it to Forge. But as you said, we can't just leave it out and I don't know.
So no reasons to be fearful for your customers. Okay.
No, it will come.
And as you mentioned, so I think lots of vendors are challenging that right now with the end of that. The Connect apps is support ending with the end of next year. So it changed a little bit the roadmap. That's honest, yeah. So, but yeah, as you also said, we don't want to make that the customers have a black app whenever. No. So we're just trying to get everything done till the end of the next year.
Yeah. Okay, Michele, can you show us a little bit about how the app works, what it does?
Okay, so let's jump into Jira Workflow Toolbox. We've got prepared something. So basically, of course, Jira does give you post functions, conditions, and validators, and all that, but it ends on a specific way, depending on the processes. And JWT gives you a lot more possibilities with custom post functions provided by JWT. And my favorite post function, for example, is the execute remote action. So basically, I can just show you here. These are templates, for example, that we've created already. But with the execute remote action, you can transform your Jira instance into the entire control center for your organization, because you'll be able to fetch data, push data through any API you're currently working with, and just, as I said, fetch data and turn Jira into like organizational structure.
How do we do that then? And how is that different from what I can do with Jira automation in the cloud? There's also like abilities. I have to admit that I've never tried to pull data out of a custom API with Jira automation. Does that work, or is that only available with your app? Do you know that?
From the top of my mind, I think it is not possible, but don't quote me on that. Could be,
but that would be something that somebody could do with your app, right?
Yeah, we can just integrate any other program or structure you're working with through a function API.
And you were talking about post functions and validators. So this is meant to be used while transitioning an issue in Jira?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, but we also have automation like within Jira. Without any limits and all that, so
I could just populate fields in Jira from...
Yeah. So again, Jira out of the box delivers automation rules, of course, but depending on the plan, you've got limits and all that, but JWT is like limitless. You can do anything you want.
Just pay the license fee and then you can use it as much as one, okay?
And you can specify like your conditions and validators that you just say, okay, for example, this transition should be done only by a user which belongs to a specified group, for example. So, and with Jira automation, everybody can use the transitions all the time, so you have more control what's going on in your Jira workflows.
Yeah, which is like very interesting for enterprise customers, like big organization that will have to regulate what users and project managers and all that can do. So that's a great feature.
This is one of the examples, for example, that only the project manager from that specified project should maybe transition that issue from in progress to done. Yeah. So, and then you can do that with a validator or condition. So, and that makes it a little bit more easier that you have more control in your Jira instance.
Yeah, that's the conditional execution here.
What, when you said like customers pull data out of different systems into Jira, what systems do you see customers pull data out of?
So what we like kind of build as a small use case is like kind of integration into DeepWell, so the translation platform. So for example, you're receiving a ticket which is written in Mandarin, whatever, and then you can just through the transition send the data, the message to DeepWell. DeepWell is translating it, and you will be able to translate into any language you want. That's, for example, one small use case that we thought would be pretty interesting for customers who work globally and with like different agents in different countries and all that.
Yeah, okay, I see. I can enhance the capabilities of Jira with that, or get legacy data from other systems, and
yes,
SAP or a CRM system into my... Okay, awesome. What else can we look at?
Maybe we can look at another app of ours, like kind of the sister to Jira Workflow Toolbox. It's smart fields, so it's basically calculated fields, both text and numbers. So you won't have to rely on outdated data anymore. So as soon as you open a work item, it's being calculated live. And if something's being changed, the changes are like, you've seen them without any delay.
Okay, can you give me a use case? I don't know. So if I have time booked and then somewhere is a price, you could...
Yeah, I could just show you here. It's like a short clip. These are both fields provided by the Smart Fields, where, for example, now it's the remaining estimates are being calculated. That's like pretty easy use case, but as you said, you went into budgeting. If we wait a few seconds, then we're...
Yeah, and then it's a thing.
You're right. And then on the right side, we've got like the total budget is now 50K, and the remaining budget is being calculated like underneath. And so now we've changed it from 50 to 40. So now everything is being calculated automatically. And
yeah, okay. So whenever I need to calculate something within a Jira issue, those smart fields will help me.
You'll just don't have to like double check on different items, on different, I don't know, with people and all that. With smart fields, you can just...
And how difficult is it to configure that?
Super easy. So what we're really proud of is our documentation and support. So we love all people from support that really like do everything they can to help everyone. And we've got like huge library as well that is packed with ready-made expressions where you can just copy paste and you're all said and done.
Yeah, yes. And also the apps comes with over 70 templates.
True, yeah.
So it's very easy, as you just say here. You see it on the screen. If yeah, right here. So yeah, you just can click it. What is the data which you want to show, and you just can click select the template, and it's already done. And what's also nice is like a good example is that you also can use emojis in that smart fields. For example, you can track the rec status that you say, okay, a project as soon as it comes to the due date. For example, if you make the days until the project should be done, as long as it's 7 days till the due date, it should be green. And if it comes to 5 days, it should turn to yellow. And if it's just 2 days, so you also can see it visually.
See that here too, the rec status on the right side.
My next question would be, do you fear being replaced by rover agents? So this type of visual things will probably not be done by a rover agent, but like calculations and other things could be done by AI as well, right? Is that a field that you're watching closely, where you see, okay, maybe customers are gonna use that instead of our app tomorrow, or do you think no, that's...
I think we'll have to adapt and work together with Rovo. So every vendor, everyone knows Rovo has a huge impact on everyday work. And I think you'll just have to adapt and integrate Rovo into your apps and into your working systems and all that. And that's, I think, the most important thing. But work against Rovo, but like collaborate with it, and yeah.
And do you know how you'll do that?
No.
Not yet. But you know, I think this is also why this event is always such important for everybody. You get all the news, the changes, and I think that's always have an impact. Now you have it directly from Atlassian, that you know what's going to be changed, and then I think after the event you have to make your plan and your roadmaps, how you can integrate the new stuff, what is coming, how you can interact with that, and which changes you should make for the future that everybody is satisfied with, so your solution in the end.
Cool.
Yeah,
okay. So thank you so much for this introduction. Is there anything missing? Do you want to say something? Is there something new that you brought to the show here that you'll show customers?
Yeah, I think we can maybe have a look into the new Smart Fields create issue dummy. Let me just, okay, so that's something we're working on right now, or just a very easy way or even easier way to just create Smart Fields, which just, you've got all the templates and all that. Just click through. You can select the templates. It's option 2 now. You can always, always like select an issue and check instantly, so you know, okay, sorry, what's the expression doing and all that. You can switch into expert mode. So for us, yes, we do want to make life easier for people that are not as deep into tech and all that, but we also want the like hardcore users to have the possibility to like properly like code things to their needs.
Yeah, cool.
So yeah, and then you can just select some screens, and yeah, within like what was it, 5 seconds, you've just created the calculated fields we can use for every user.
Awesome. So you should be trying out smarter fields with Decadis apps and improve your workflows with custom API calls and so on. Very interesting. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for showing it.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Cool.
Thank you. So thank you, Marty.
Cool.